farmer, friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack-of-all-trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebud guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Did you just throw a sign?
I did. A little peace sign.
Oh, I thought you were doing that.
It's a
thing
weird.
where you crossed your fingers and made
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
arthritis. No. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back.
It's a hard time. We need some peace in the world.
We need some peace. We need some humor, and we need some fun. And thank you guys for joining us and making us part of that. As a matter of fact, we're going to start a new thing for we get subs during the week, at least while we can. If it gets too big, we won't do this anymore. But while we can, we're going to take anybody that subs during the course of a week when we release an episode, and we're going to put their names up here at the beginning, right after the little logo drops. I don't think we had any subs this week.
I don't think so.
We, like right before my little designated cutoff, we had one, but it was not back itched. It was not.
It just wants to make me do more stuff on the computer.
Well, not really. I guess if we sort of get too many, maybe we'll just roll them at the end.
We'll see.
I don't know. That may become too much work, but for now we're going to do it. So, we have Budweiser stuff out here.
Yeah, we do. Yes.
So, we're not going to do all these right now. We're going to do two of them right now.
We have, this one's a request, so we're going to do this one next episode.
Which might be in a couple days.
So we're going to set this over here for
might be next week. We don't know. It depends how caught up we are.
But these guys, now this one not so much, but this one we've had before. And this was one of our first beers that we sat down and did a couple test runs for Tastebuds. And this one actually never made it on the show, I don't think.
But no, it didn't, but we intended to. I think it was one of the pilot things we did for ourselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but we both actually liked it.
Yeah, it's surprising. So we're not gonna. There's no real spoilers here. Like we've had this one before. I've had this one. You haven't had.
I have never had this.
But we're working.
But
yes,
this has got a cool story.
It is.
If it's true, it may not be
true. I'll say this about.
A rep told me this.
Pour a little bit. So it's a Budweiser Copper Lager. That's a Jim Beam partnership, and the story goes that there's all these like big bourbon barrel aged beers and all this stuff.
Where they put their beer in the barrel and they let it sit.
I was terrified you were pouring out all the beer, and I had a full one in my hand. Okay, back to the story.
It's just greedy.
So there's all the craft beer people are doing all these bourbon barrel aged stouts and these, it's aged in a port cask and a sherry cask and all this stuff. So Budweiser comes out with the Copper Lager, which, Budweiser's kind of like anti-craft, or at least has been in the past. They've been making a fairly kind of a nice shift.
Yeah, they made a pretty hard stand against it at one point here about 2 years ago too.
But they've kind of flipped, a little bit now. So anyways, long story short, their partnership with Jim Beam, obviously Budweiser makes way too much beer to like age in bourbon barrels, right? I mean, that'd just be crazy. It'd take out massive amounts of space. So the story goes that they broke down the Jim Beam barrels and just threw the barrels in with the beer. Which I think is awesome.
If it's true, I love the idea of that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I do love the story.
So here's some other interesting things about this. This sits at, where are we at?
6.2.
Yeah, and the Black Lager, 7.1. Yes. Now, this one comes in a 4-pack.
Yep.
The Copper Lager comes in a 6-pack. They're roughly the same price, but you're short 2 beers with the Black Lager, but higher.
Okay, the Black Lager, now this is the Budweiser beer, supposedly just barrel aged, and this is an actual black lager that Budweiser makes, but I don't think it was barrel aged though, right?
I don't know that much about it, to be honest with you.
I'm not sure about that one either, but we're going to try them.
Yeah.
So, the black lager is darker colored.
Yeah.
So, easy enough to tell them apart.
And there's a
That's
bit
not
of
terrible.
There's a bit of a metallic taste on the nose a little bit, but
How are you tasting it through your nose?
Well, I got these taste buds up here.
Oh, I like
They're
that.
everywhere.
Nice. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is not the best beer that you'll ever have.
But it's good.
It's pretty solid. There's enough toothiness to it that it's
For
not,
as much as we go around hating on Budweiser,
yeah.
right or wrong, we just not that Budweiser necessarily does anything wrong. It just became the scapegoat for all bad beer because
Well,
it's the guy on top. That's the one you want to dethrone. So that's the guy you trash.
Yeah.
So that's what we compare everything to. And we live in Missouri, so it's prevalent to say the least.
yeah. But this is solid. I've ordered this at a bar before over craft beers. Sometimes it hits the spot. If you're looking for, it's kind of like a Bock, right? It's in that.
That's a very close.
It's in that
comparison.
or ambers. It's kind of in that like category of like it's not quite thick like a big stout. It doesn't punch you in the
slightly
gut.
sweet.
It's not hoppy like an IPA. It's very malty.
Yeah, malty, slightly sweet.
But it's not as thin and
It's
flavorless
got
as
a grainy,
light pilsner.
a graininess to it like you'd have in a bigger beer. Mm-hmm. It's a little metallic, not terrible. You do taste. I don't know if I really taste any kind of barrel aged to it. I don't know if I'd ever been able to say it was barrel aged at all.
Yeah,
but I like it in general.
There's a hint. There's a hint in there.
You think you could find it if somebody didn't say it was barrel aged?
Probably not. So now the black lager steps it up a little bit. So we remember jumping up almost a whole percent in ABV.
But there's a reason we did these head to head.
Yes.
One, we didn't want to do a whole bunch of episodes with Budweiser. I.e., we're going to do another one anyways with the Nitro. But a whole bunch of episodes with Budweiser. But because these was very similar in their branding, we thought we'd just kind of compare them. Plus, honestly, there's already a lot of reviews of this beer out here, so we figured we'd just do them.
Yeah, so the black lager is also a partnership with Jim Beam, right?
That's what it says, at least on the label.
Yep. So I assume it's a similar process.
I think maybe they just paid for the label and they're just going to use it until they...
Maybe, who knows?
Until they run out of it. Okay, so this one definitely has more of that metallic smell on the nose.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bitey.
This one will bite you back a little bit. Now that said, I'm having this a little warmer than I've usually had these. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that black lager does pretty nice when it's warmer.
Now this is surprising because you're not the only person to have told me this. Didn't like this one. Didn't like it very well.
Yeah, when I first got it, I was really disappointed because I was like, what? Budweiser made a 7.1% ABV beer? I love it, and I got it out of my fridge.
There's another person told me the same thing. They didn't like it, and so now I don't like the nose of it, especially compared to this one.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there thinking, drinking that, I'm like, my gosh, that is the epitome of a black lager. It's spot on.
Yeah, yeah. This is actually quite good. So, based on I don't know, on my experience, don't pull this straight out of the fridge and drink it as cold as you can. Now, the copper lager, you can. You can drink it cold. You can drink it a little warm.
Well, that one's the same temperature as this one.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's great right now.
But I think it's great straight out of the fridge too. Like it's a solid beer. This one I do not like cold. This is pretty damn good.
It is actually good.
Yeah,
it is actually good. These set out. They came out of the refrigerator. They sit here on the counter for
20 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes. We was doing something else and got sidetracked.
They're not. I wouldn't call them room temperature. It's about like where a red wine would be.
Yeah.
About 60 or so.
Yeah, chilled. I'm.
Yeah.
Okay, so. All in all, that's pretty good. I'm actually kind of shocked. I thought we'd get on here and talk about how bad this one is based on what people told me.
Yeah, especially this one, yeah. No, that's quite good. I am so proud of Budweiser for trying to do something that's different.
I agree. If we're going to crap on them all the time, let's at least give them props for the things they have tried and done.
And what they're not doing is they're not coming in and trying to like plaster over another beer with basically a fake craft beer label.
Right. I don't think they even bill this as craft necessarily, though I believe it is touted under their craft. Was there craft
high end?
Yeah, high end beer. High end.
Yeah, I don't know how they classify it, but I do know that. I mean, obviously with the bottle shape and the style moving away from stuff, like they're aiming at that market. And, props to them for putting their name on it. That's what I'm getting at.
I agree.
Is that because Blue Moon is a Coors product, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of and Budweiser's they've bought some craft breweries and
Goose Island.
They own Goose Island. They also started with Shock Top, was the one
True.
they really tried to like push as a tout as a craft beer and was not at all.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at these. I'm very happy with the results. I'm happy with what they tried. I'm happy they're not overtaking up craft beer space in the cooler and they stay on their own side of the field. But no, I mean, you get these big breweries like this that want to come in. They have the buying power. They move all the other beers out, and what you have left over is Coors and Budweiser in your cooler, and that's the only options you get. So, good on them for letting them put it in their own area.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm pretty happy. Now, if I'm going to say a couple downsides.
Yes, go ahead.
It's going to be, they are metallic-y, which I don't like, but they're not overly so. And the price is not particularly great.
It's about, what, $7-8 or so for the 6 and the 4?
I think it's closer to 9, actually. I think it's 8 something.
The problem is that does get around that craft beer range.
It's
and that
dead in the middle of that craft beer range.
This is probably not going to be my first choice, necessarily, although I have been...
How many 6s of these we bought?
Probably,
Probably more than most of the other craft beers that we get, as far as if you're talking about an individual brand. Buying over and over again.
Maybe not per brewery, but definitely per beer label.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beer label for sure, but I'll stick with the brewery and get several from them. But yeah, no, it's a solid beer. You got anything else to say? Mm-mm. All right. Well, until next time.
Whether it be the two fisters you got going on,
The food you're eating,
clothes you're wearing,
the people that you're meeting, grab a buddy and try something
new.
new.